Good afternoon, everybody. It is 5:30. It is Friday, so you know what that means. It is part 3 to our Black History Month segment. We have myself on cue in the building as always. Our lovely co-host, just me.
Definitely.
Yeah. We have our special guest, Endaisha Thornton, in the building as well. He is the CEO of Buy Digital HQ, an online retail, and creator of Lit Mind Media. Tell us a little bit about your business, my guy.
Awesome, yeah, man. So I like to think of myself as a social entrepreneur, located right here in Berks County. And I'm the type of entrepreneur that wants to make our community better. The businesses that I've created, they focus on giving back to some component and working in the community. And so my company I have is Buy Digital HQ. We're an online retail company with a social purpose to feed Berks County. And what we want to do is, with every membership that we acquire, once we hit a certain number, we're going to have a free grocery giveaway the third Tuesday of each month.
Like free, so
that's right.
That's dope.
Y'all hear that, right?
Give it back,
Y'all
man.
hear that, right?
And my other company I have is a financial company. Well, I'm partnered with a financial company, and what we do is we help people get a hold of their finances just by little tricks of the trade that is not commonly told to us. You know what I mean? It's not commonly told to us, so these are little tricks of the trade that people are not even aware of. Just as simple as adjusting your W-4 form, right? So everybody that's employed, everybody has a job here?
Yeah.
You work.
Yeah,
So when you started your job, do you remember filling out a W-4?
Yeah.
Right, so everybody fills out a W-4. Well, what you don't know, what a lot of people may not know, is that there's 2 other forms that go with that W-4 form. So if you're self-employed, if you fill out those other 2 forms, they take out less taxes out of your paycheck. So whereas though that whatever your gross pay is and whatever your net pay is, you can get closer to that gross pay. And a lot of people don't even understand.
So you have to be self-employed in order to get that?
Yeah, so you have to have some type of business. Not even an LLC. You can have a regular home-based business. As long as you have some type of home-based business.
I heard you could be sole proprietor as well.
And yeah, you don't have to have no type of entity at all. You know what I'm saying? You can just go in and just fill out that form and say you can be working with Herbalife. And as long as you have some type of, you can show the
kind of product receipts and
you can show the IRS that you are making an attempt in your business, you get kickbacks. Because what people don't realize is that as a W-4 employee, you get taxed at the very highest tax bracket. That's why when you look at your paycheck, you see all those taxes taken out of your paycheck, right? You're like, damn, I made $1,000, but I'm only bringing home like $650.
Right.
And the more you make, the bigger cut comes out.
Yeah, you're like, damn, they just eat my damn shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people don't realize that as a W-4 employee, you're getting taxed at the very highest tax bracket. And people always wonder why the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. It's because the money the way you make your money is taxed at the very highest tax bracket. Now, if you add a home-based business to that, which is anything could be a home-based business, which is you'll be a 1099 employee, right? A subcontractor. So that's anybody. That's your barbers, that's your hair salon, hairstylists, that's your real estate agents, that's your contractors. They make they get 1099 money, right? And with 1099 money, what do? You pay taxes last. You make your money first, then you pay your taxes. You see what I'm saying? So these are this is information that I have that that I try to create videos. I have my own little platform as well, and I try to create videos and empower and enrich people as much as I can, with what I have. So
super dope.
Super dope information, guys. We brought in Endaisha because he's a specialist on some certain things, and it's gonna allow this discussion to really blossom. So we're thankful for having you today.
No, I thank y'all, man. I feel like I'm on the Breakfast Club right now.
And just like the last 2 days, it's been open discussion. So you don't know exactly where it's going to go, but it's all about the benefit of ourselves.
I gotta plug this in.
We're creating answers for ourselves, for our community. Because there's a lot of issues going on that we face, and outside help doesn't seem to be doing it, so we got to do it amongst ourselves.
Facts, I agree.
Yo, this didn't even see you, and it says, "Do you want to tag in Eric Davis?"
It got voice recognition too.
No, it thinks that this. It thinks that he's
Well,
Andre
like,
Lawson.
that's not
It thinks
okay,
that he's
Facebook.
Andre Lawson.
We need what's that the black pig? No, not black. What's that? The black social media page that was happening in the past.
It's a lot of black social media.
It was one. It was one that was going on that was like popular. You know what I'm talking about? It was black owned.
You talking about? It's like We Buy Black. There's
No. Social media. So like it was like kind of like a Facebook. You know.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember it either.
Black People's Meat.
No, that's dating. That's dating. I'm just saying we might need a new Facebook. Right?
Black-
Real success.
Oh, Black People
Facebook
Meat.
being a little shady right now, man. We don't.
Oh, there is a guy that has it's called Mortish.com. It's like the Africans that traveled here before slavery.
Yep, definitely.
Called Moors.
The advisors to a lot of important people throughout history that people know about. You know, the creators of a lot of things. So definitely know about the Moors. Let's jump into this discussion, man. We focused a lot on education the last time we were here, and
A little closer.
the access that we have in the inner city to the let's say working education, like as opposed to like the suburbs, the education is definitely different, right? You know, it's definitely different based on the curriculum. The curriculum is very different. The support is different. The response from the teachers is different. How do we fix the education system within the city?
I believe that it starts with parents get more involved.
Correct.
I don't think parents are involved in their children's lives as what they need to be nowadays.
Because they're stressed out on their bills.
A lot of different things, right? A lot of different things why parents are not involved as they should, and it's also on the school system itself to better itself with better curriculums, teachers that represent the students, right? The teachers that we can look at that looks like us, right? That we can see like, okay, because the whole thing about it is that you're more inclined to listen when you know somebody is kind of can relate to you, right?
Like we were saying yesterday, the percentage of black male educators is so low.
Right.
It's so low, and that's something I think I believe affects a young black boy.
Yeah.
You know, because honestly, certain races and genders don't respond well to others. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and we have to somehow get black men to become educators. Man, we got to somehow let them know that it's okay to be an educator.
Well, right. So the thing is this: the whole first to answer your question, the whole thing is what we need to do. We need to, for one, get involved in our children's lives more. We need to start going up there and questioning the curriculum that's being taught to our children, because a lot of the curriculum that's being taught to our children is not designed for us to win.
It's not.
Right? It's
Correct.
designed for us to put us in a system. It's designed for us to just continue to perpetuate and to empower the establishment of what they have going on, because nothing, it really doesn't benefit us. So a lot of people like me, I have a daughter, right? And I'm not opposed to homeschooling her at some point in time, because at the end of the day, what the school system is teaching us is not preparing us for life. It's not preparing us for the real world.
Right.
A lot of people is going to school, they're graduating, but then they're struggling, right? They're struggling to make ends meet, right? They even college, even people that's going to college, they're struggling. They have all types of degrees and PhDs, and you're only making you're making less than what you went to school
What
for.
you went to school
Education
for.
is not really doesn't really mean much anymore nowadays. You know.
And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like a lot of black parents that haven't gotten their education, they don't push as much on their own kids. Like they're like, oh well, you gotta go to school because I don't have to get fined. I don't want to get in trouble. But they don't push it as, you know, being involved with their homework, make sure their homework is good. Oh, I don't know this. Get away from me. You know. A lot of parents are quick to give up on their kids when they come home from school to get help with their homework.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing, and then the parent will get mad at the kid and say, "Well, your teacher should be the one teaching you."
Right. It's a laziness, right?
Yeah.
It's a laziness that
Right.
parents are not involved as much, and that's definitely a component. But the real component is that the curriculums need to be more engaging for all students.
Correct.
So when you're sitting up in classroom and they're talking about why does X go on to Y and why does A means B, C, and like at the end of the day, honestly, the only thing I really remember is addition, multiplication, and division. You know what
I
I'm
was gonna
saying?
say that.
Changed too.
Real shit.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say
Should
that.
have stayed
Like,
the same.
right.
What changed?
And my thing is this: if you're going to have an education for a specific type of child, cater it to that child and what they want to do.
Do you
If
believe that Obama's don't leave any child behind work?
I think that was Bush, right?
No.
I think no, it was George. It was
Bush.
George Bush.
Bush?
It was George Bush. I really don't pay attention to politics that much. I really don't. I can't say.
But I mean,
It
do you
doesn't
see
help
the
us that
structure
much.
in the school? Because
But what was it about? And maybe you can.
basically, no kid was allowed to stay behind.
Mhm.
They would pass. They would make sure that any kids that were failing,
Mhm.
that they would help them to where they'll pass. No
Right.
kid was left behind.
Right.
Basically.
Well, so what do you ask me? Do I think?
Do you see any difference in that?
It created a system where it affected the overall school in itself. It's kind of like you take a test, and teachers throw a curve. You know what I'm saying? Teachers throw a curve on the test.
Right.
You know, and some
The
people
test is
do
culturally
better,
biased.
but some
man.
people
You
know,
know, you
do
got
less.
The
that
texts are
right.
culturally
You got that
biased.
right,
They put
though.
languages in there that they know
Right.
we don't use on a regular day
Yep.
basis. You see what I'm saying?
And they try to they try to confuse you with those words.
Right.
So especially when you do like the multiple choice. So when you do like the multiple choice, they'll ask you the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
different ways, and a lot of kids don't catch on to that
Right.
because
But do y'all know
especially
that-
at home.
Do y'all know the history of those type of testings, SATs, and all that type of stuff? Y'all know the history of that? That stuff started in concentration camps with Adolf Hitler and the Jewish. That the
Y'all
guy.
heard that?
It always
God-
comes to something.
Y'all heard
evil.
that?
It's always something
That
evil
guy,
at the bottom.
Right.
They started that. Now I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't have all the details of it, but like the main thing about it was that it was trying to prove to the world, to the public, that they are inferior. This is why we can do what we can do to them, because they don't know. But the tests were all biases from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So they took that, right, and they tweaked it a little bit and implemented it into our system that we have today. You see what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, we're facing an uphill battle in this country. You know what I'm saying? We're facing an uphill battle in this country because
I think a lot of it's true though, because we were speaking about that yesterday, the other day about teachers. A lot of teachers, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of teachers that are out there that could give individual time with kids that are failing or need help, like that one-on-one time, but they have hire people that are like, no, you can't do that. No, don't take your time out to try and help these kids.
Right.
It's either you're going to give them the set test right here
they have a
and they
curriculum.
do it, or no, we're not going to do it at all, and
Right.
you just go this way.
Yeah, they have a curriculum. They have a job to do. So they're going to do their job. You know what I'm saying? You might find that teacher that might try to go the extra mile to make sure that child is,
Right, correct.
you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they're going to make sure they, you know what I mean? They get
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see, that's another big reason why I'm going so hard on this real estate, because I would like to see just, I wouldn't say like a schoolhouse, just like a nice, decent space for kids that are not getting help in school. They can come to this after school program, whatever they want to call it, and they are learning more than what they do in the actual schools. But nobody can, there's nobody that can be like, oh, well, you're not doing this, you can't do that. For anything, we can call it at the after school program. But this, like I was saying yesterday, being more secretive. With your own race, of being more secretive, of getting involved one-on-one with these kids, because I feel like when they're not one-on-one and they're not being heard, they're the reasons why they're out shooting, killing everybody, robbing, selling drugs, because that's the only outlet they can look to, because their own parents are not even hearing them. So if their own parents are not even hearing, I feel like kids can take to somebody else, a stranger, before they can take to their own parents. Before they can come to their parents and be like, Mom, I did this, I did that. My oldest son, he's very open with me with that. So I don't have a problem with that. My other ones, my daughter, now I have to worry about her hiding things. My youngest one, he don't show no signs yet. My fourth one, he's too open. So he's he snitches all the time. So I don't have that problem. I don't. My second oldest, he's very quiet.
You got 4 kids?
No, I have 5.
You got
All
5.
to one man.
Oh, wow.
So
You
my
don't look
oldest
like
will
you
be
had 5 kids.
yeah, my oldest will be 17 in December. And the bond that me and my oldest have, he is very open with me. He's more open with me than what he is with his own dad. Like there's some things that he won't go to his dad and say, but he'll come to me and say, "Mom, don't say nothing to dad because I know he'll yell at me."
Right.
But he feels more comfortable.
Right.
You know, and my kids are biracial. Their dad's white. So, you know, there's a broader line right there to where my kids know, okay, I can get away with this with my dad, but I can't get away with this with my mom. And my oldest son will say that all the time. Like when he'll say to his kids, like, oh, you know, when his friends ask him, like, hey, you know, who's your mom, this, that, and the third, and he'll say, well, my mom's black, she don't play. That's his main line that he says out his mouth to other kids, like, yeah, my mom's black, she don't play. So when people ask him his race, because people think that he's Puerto Rican before they be like thinking that he's, you know, biracial.
Right.
So you know he'd be like, no, my mom is full, and my mom's black.
Yeah.
She don't play.
Right.
So there's a borderline to where I feel like kids will take to a straight stranger because they know that that person don't know them.
Right.
They don't know nothing of them, and they can speak on a lot more things. I would really love to see like an open space for
Well,
kids.
we've had that, right? So we've had programs. We had the Olives Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to speak on the fact that why kids are they seem to be a lot more bad and doing a lot more, catching a lot more, you know, a lot more havoc and stuff like that. What's going on is because these things are not in place anymore in this city.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I grew up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My family's originally from New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm
Been
not
here-
from here.
we've
All my
been here
family's
since-
from Philadelphia.
I was born here though, but my mom and my pop ain't from here. But I was born and raised here. So my family came here in '83, and I was born in '89. And my childhood, right? We had stuff going on. We had blacktop.
Yeah, yo,
we had
we
POW
did.
dances.
We did.
We
And
had
you know what?
Oliver's Boys and Girls Club.
The
It's
POW,
like-
I don't
but-
even know why they took down the POW.
But
the
that
other day.
speaks to the issue of what's going on.
Yeah,
Why
but
these kids are catching all this hell is because they don't have nothing to do. When you don't have nothing to do, that leaves too much time for you to get in trouble. You know what I mean? So
You got
these
that
kids
right.
have to have some type of structure,
Some type of structure.
something to
tutoring
do.
program, a tutoring program to where, you know, there's a math
And
tutor.
honestly, it's really on us.
It is.
It's
That's
on
what
us.
I'm
It's on our
saying.
it's on our
It's
generation.
always going to be on us.
You know what I'm saying? It's on our generation because the old heads are failing. They're failing us. You see what I'm saying? And that's the
stuck in
problem.
Okay, do you know
Way of
Mr.
thinking.
Lopez
They're
from the
stuck in an old
POW?
way of thinking.
Mr. Lopez?
I'm not sure.
All right, Mose. You know Mose, right? Yeah, he said, but they are underpaid. A lot of teachers fall short because of the budgeting issues. It's because that person would speak back and not yell or judge them right away. My dad ran the POW. Everybody knows Mr. Lopez from the POW.
Yeah.
The system.
I think I know who Mr. Lopez is. I think I chubby Spanish boy.
Yeah. They know your pops, Mose. They know your pops.
To speak on what he's talking about, though, the system tells teachers that you're not worth that much. Based on what they
Exactly.
pay, based on what they pay them.
Who
You know
said
what I'm
it
saying?
yesterday? They said it's sad that the teachers are not getting paid as much as a doctor. Who said that? Yes. Was it? It was Marquise.
It was Marquise.
Yeah.
He said that they definitely.
And that was a very good point. He was like,
Listen, this whole we understand the construct of what we live in, right? We are black people
correct.
are Americanized.
Ah,
Black people
that's
are
a great way of saying that.
Americanized.
It was
You
one of the
gotta
only
was
ways
really
to.
You gotta understand, and I want to stay on track because at the end of the day, it all ties in. We are Americanized, right? Social scientists have studied the black psyche, right?
Assimilated.
Right.
And what they concluded is that 94% of black Americans, Americans of African descent, are acting out what's been taught to us through the plantation. So that means only 6%, around 6% of black
Knows
people
the
in
shit.
America are acting in their true African-centered
Right.
ways.
Definitely.
So, in my
That's a small
conclusion,
percentage.
until we get back to who we are as a people, we're going to continue to struggle in this country.
That came from losing our culture. We lost our culture and had to create.
We've
a new
been
one.
stripped from it.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? And I read yesterday that there was a lot of slaves that didn't want freedom, that they fought to stay slaves.
Where'd you read that?
It was on Instagram because I followed black businesses, and they had post like a little short memo that the one guy, I think his first name is Larry. I gotta remember his last name. I'll go get the post. That they had it up that
they wanted to stay slaves.
Yeah, that he fought. You know, because you know how.
But that's not even logical. Why would you fight to stay a slave?
All right, no, because you know how.
But
you know how the army started. At first, the army, when they first started the army, black people weren't allowed to be in the army. The one guy had fought for them to get into the army. Once they got into the army and they started fighting, that was their freedom. That's how we gained freedom of slavery. There was a lot of black slaves that didn't want to be free. They wanted to stay with their slave master. They didn't want to leave.
And they didn't explain why they wanted to stay?
They just wanted to stay slaves. Oh, and all right, you know the one cartoon, oh my God.
I know cartoons.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The one with the old head, it's
talking about Boondocks?
Yeah, Boondocks.
Yeah.
That's the old head, the uncle that they're making fun of.
Yeah.
That's one of the slaves that they're talking about.
I know, it's Uncle Ruckus.
Yes,
before we
that's
judge,
him. That's the last name.
Let's
Larry Ruckus.
Let's speak on why they might feel that way. You know, what comes when you gain freedom? When you gain freedom in a sense in a country that's hostile towards you. You know, and you're a slave. And
Well,
some people it's like, okay, I have a bed. You know what I'm saying? I get food. I have a way of life in their sense. They still feel that way. Some still feel that way.
Right.
You know? And there are always going to be people that feel that way. You know, because there's risk. There's risk to freedom. Because let's
define freedom, though, right? Because freedom can be very subjective. So let's define what is. And let's just say, what is freedom for black people? What is freedom for us?
I feel as though it's a sense of mind. It's the peace of mind.
Okay.
I feel as though it's a big thing with mental wise, of freedom from mental. Because if you're trapped inside of your mind of the same things that they have taught you over and over again, and you are still stuck in that mental pattern, you can do any action you want, but the mental is not going to line up with your actions.
Right.
So if you're mentally stuck in there,
mentally enslaved.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing for freedom for black people is our mental, a peace of mind.
They took our minds first.
Exactly. So that's why
I
said a peace of mind is the biggest thing for us to even build on anything. We have to have a clear state of mind without having to feel like we're being bombarded.
Listen. It's 2019.
We not our ancestors.
You know what I'm saying? It's 2019. Like if like I love my people, my people to death.
Sorry guys.
But it is frustrating sometimes dealing with our people.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's keep it a beam.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Be patient with ourselves.
Listen, I understand that.
I've
learned that, right? But I love my people. I love them. But it can be very frustrating because niggas like being niggas.
You got that right.
They love being.
But yeah, definitely. But that is okay. I know what you're saying.
But it's like they like being coons. They like that. They enjoy it.
They do.
It's a mental. I'm telling you, it's a mental sickness.
It is a mental sickness.
It's a mental sickness that we have. And it's not. And granted, it's not from our doing. Understand that first.
It's overtime assimilation.
There you go. It's not from our doing. It's not from that. So that's why I have the patience with us. That's why I have the patience with us. Because I'm telling you right now, when I'm out of town, I don't ask black people for no damn direction. Black people. So let's keep it tall. White people, they gonna be very friendly. You go right down there. Turn the corner.
You don't know they're gonna be friendly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
All white people ain't friendly. All black people ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just keep it a beam. Like at the end of the day,
I'm gonna ask my black people for directions.
That's what
at the end of the day, that was at the end of the day.
He said I ain't asking no black person.
I'm gonna go to Alleyway in New York and be like, yo,
black people.
I'm sorry, I'm being comfortable to my own kind. I'm gonna go to my own kind before I.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you because we have that. We see each other and don't even speak. We won't even talk to each other. We look at each other like we want to tear each other's heads off. That's the experience. And
I mean, I go through that. I go through that with black
There's a
women.
competition amongst black people.
That's like if that's an experience. If come on, like if we talking real, that's the experience that happens amongst us. And the thing is my thing is this. It's 2019. If you don't know who you are, if I had to tell you, yo, bro, you ascend from your ancestry is from Africa. Black people don't even want to call themselves black.
Black.
Americans don't even call themselves black.
You got that right.
You see what I'm saying? They're ashamed to call themselves black, and it disappoints me because it's like, yo, it's like, why would you want to run away from that? Do you know who? You must not know who we are.
Right.
You must not be educated.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And because it's because of years and years and years. It didn't happen overnight. This happened over generations.
Of course.
Of what they've done to us. Do you know that the black person is the only race in this world that has actually been sold like property? There's no other race. There's no other ethnicity that's been. They put their asses on an auction block and sold them.
Yeah.
That's our history.
Yes. Yes. And then I went back further in history, and they said that white people were the first slaves here in America.
Yes.
It was servitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
I think it speaks on that in his book too.
That they were.
In his book.
Yeah.
In his book.
And then that's when they brought, over, our ancestors and said, you know what, get to work. And
they wanted a permanent solution.
Yeah. So someone made it very this happened.
1619 is when they brought the first black people.
Yeah. Yep.
1619, and it was 4. They brought them through the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia was the first country where they where they brought them.
And I had a very close friend of me said to me 2 months ago, he was like black people be so caught up about this slavery that they really have to get off of that and look outside the box because.
Who said that?
Close friends of mine. I ain't going
white.
No, he's black. He's black. And he basically
that's another one. Not to cut you off, but that's another one of my issues too. I don't like people speaking on black issues. If you're not of this culture, I'd appreciate. Cause I don't.
Oh no, he's black.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because people speak on our. I think we need to start checking that.
Right.
A lot more. People have opinions. Everybody has opinions on us. Has opinion on us. And everybody, you need to stop complaining. Who the fuck are you to tell me I need to stop complaining? You see what I'm saying?
He said I'm gonna punch you in your neck.
No, I'm sorry. I get passionate about it.
Yo, I felt that right there. The way he looked, he was like,
passionate.
yo.
I get passionate. I'm sorry.
Yo.
When I start talking about
when
I start talking about people, I get passionate about it. But
no, that's
because they're always gonna miss out. They're gonna miss something.
It's not even that they're gonna. It's not even they're gonna miss something. You don't have the right to talk about stuff that you don't know nothing about. You never lived in this skin. You don't know this experience. You don't have the right. We're not talking about. We're not talking about the Jewish experience. We're not talking about Chinese experience. You see what I'm saying? I'm a different guy when it comes to that. You see what I'm saying? If you're not of my race, don't call me the N-word. That's just how I carry it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want me calling you your spick. You don't want me calling you my hunky, my cracker.
Right.
So don't call me your N-word. You know what I mean? Amongst us, okay, we do it. You know what I mean? Because I look at the N-word a little bit. I might look at it differently from a lot of people.
Yo!
A lot of black people have mixed opinions on using that word. What's your opinion on that word?
Thank you. You just set me up for alley-oop. So my opinion is that there's 2 N-words. Can I say it? No, I can't say it.
I think we all know the two meanings.
Okay.
The hard R and the.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the same. I'm talking about it's said the same way, but it's spelled differently. So I'm gonna give you the history of it.
All right.
So you got N-I-G-G-E-R, then you got N-E-G-A-H,
Oh yeah, okay.
Niga. Right?
Ah.
And that word is said the same way, and the reason and where the people that colonized us, the Portuguese, were actually the first people that came over and started the whole slave trade.
Yeah.
And it goes deeper to that because it gets deep. But anyway,
it was a partnership.
When they came over, the N-E-G-A-H is actually a word that means king.
You know what? Yes. Yep.
You know what I mean?
I know what that means.
It means king.
I heard that. Yep.
In Ethiopia.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when they found us,
Yep.
they hated us so bad they couldn't stand they would say that I can't stand these N-A-G-A-H. That's what they were saying. But when they enslaved us, when they brought us over here, it took on a new meaning. It took on a new connotation.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It became negative, whereas though it wasn't that before.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that to you, I'm calling you my king. I'm calling you a king. No, I'm not a king. But I'm calling
Right.
you. I came out a little bit.
I was gonna say, you alive, dog. Go on.
But
2019. Some people want to say it that way. It's okay.
I was just saying, yo, dog, you alive. You gotta watch what you say.
listen, they already know my pedigree. They know how I get down, Johnny Brown. But anyway, but at the end of the day, it's but that's what it is, though. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, if you don't want me calling you my spick, if you don't want me calling you my hunky, if you don't want me, I appreciate you don't call. I can't control what come out of your mouth.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I appreciate you don't call me that. And I tell people that I got people all
I'm
over
not
my
gonna
phone.
lie though.
That's just my statement.
From it being 2019 right now, from my experience of traveling to going different states and being down south, I have seen a lot of white people that are not with the racial at all. Like they make that affirm. Like they're like, look, we're not racial. We're just as hood as you. And they make that known. Like there's a lot of white people. I watched this video that somebody had asked this white dude on camera. They said, what is a white person's religion? And he basically was real blunt. He was like, white people don't have a religion. They steal everybody else's.
Every religion is a build up of another religion. It's like
Right.
It's so
right.
hard to keep up, man. It's hard to keep up.
It
That's why
was-
we just focus on the first.
I mean, that threw me off because that really hit my mental, and I was like, yo. I started going into it deep, and I started thinking like, yo, like, I was blowing. I'm like, yo.
Oh, before I forget, I
I'm
brought some
like,
gifts for y'all
yo,
too.
you really think
Oh, we
they
got some gifts in the building.
like? Where's the religion at? Where is the religion?
These are made, they're big, but they're made small.
Damn.
Shirt for my company.
L, yeah.
And
Hi,
We got
Ashley.
official Buy Digital HQ
T-shirt.
Hi,
t-shirt.
I
guys.
also brought a bottle.
Thank you
of
for
wine.
tuning in.
Oh, and we got wine.
Oh.
Celebration.
Hear that, man? We appreciate these gifts, bro. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
man.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Crack
It's
it.
okay. That is okay.
That is okay.
We're on this
This is
live
celebration,
segment
man. I
right
told
now.
you, man.
This is
At the end of the
awesome. Black History Month
This is celebration, man. And
celebration.
I feel happy. This is y'all guys don't even know. This was one of my New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. To be on I appreciate y'all, man.
Shout out to
We appreciate
accomplishments.
you, man.
Checking
Yeah.
off goals.
I don't know if you had the guest or anything.
What's up, Eric Johnson? How
We
you?
love all our guests.
you?
Usually
Yes,
we
I love
especially
everybody
love
for
people that bring
tuning
us
in.
gifts.
Yes,
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you. I thank you for watching and being here with us right now as we're doing this
It is
segment
Friday, right?
on
That's right.
Black History
It is.
Month, you know. And then after Black History Month, I appreciate everybody that is tuning in.
Yes, definitely. For those tuning in just now, we are live on the network. Thank you to our tune-ins
Yes.
on TuneIn app. Thank you for our listeners on our Facebook Lives. We appreciate you all. We are live with our guest,
Love you too, sis.
Endaisha Thornton. The
Follow
CEO.
me on Endaisha underscore
Endaisha.
humble servant. Damn, that's how I'm doing. I forgot it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you gotta get that one together.
Endaisha
brother.
underscore humble servant, or you can follow me
There it
at
is.
Buy Digital HQ on
Hey.
Instagram, at Buy Digital HQ on Instagram. I got a crowdfund up right now. I'm asking the community to contribute something to my crowdfund. The company that I have is a online retail company with a social purpose to feed Berks County. So I'm asking everybody from Berks County to contribute to this cause,
Yes.
and I appreciate y'all. Any donation that y'all
Any
can make.
donation, guys. You heard what he said,
And
right?
it comes with
It's going to help feed Reading, PA.
and it comes with kickbacks. Like the T-shirts I just gave them, it comes with kickbacks. So you get T-shirts, you get a brand sticker, you get like depends on what level you donate.
You come in at, yeah.
So if you donate at the under $25, you get a brand sticker and you get a personal email from me.
Okay.
Then if you donate $25, you get a membership option.
Okay.
To become a member, you get a brand sticker and a T-shirt.
Okay.
And you donate $50 or more, you get all that. You get a hoodie, and more perks to come. More perks to come.
You getting your money back in merch, guys. Come on.
Yeah, man, you're
Fantastic.
looking real solid, beautiful. Aw, thank you. I appreciate y'all guys on the beautiful, comments. Thank you.
There's a lot of intelligent young black business owners out here, man. So we gotta
I'm about to
stay
be
in
one.
contact with these guys. We definitely appreciate Endaisha Thornton coming in, man. 'Cause
Yes.
he has a lot of
Deja Thornton, guys.
he has a lot of dope creations.
Woo!
And this is one of them. You do any music? Anything in music?
Yeah,
Entertainment?
I love R&B. I'm an R&B boy.
Well, you gotta turn into
I'm
a
an
hot
R&B
list.
singer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty lit out here. I'm alright.
Oh, thank you.
I got some new music that is about to pop up.
Yeah, I don't like this music that's out here like that, man.
It's like, nah.
Where do you get your work from? Who does your designs?
Actually, the guy that did this.
C-Dot.
Hey.
Oh, it's one of our sponsors.
Actually,
All right.
it's funny because
And this is what the shirt looks like.
I found out about him
Mhm.
through watching one of y'all episodes.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
good to know.
that's
Our
what's
sponsors love to
up.
hear that.
Yeah,
That's a lot of love right there.
sponsors.
Love to hear that.
Okay, and this shirt is for, you know,
It's working.
like what he
That's
was
right.
saying, it's to help, you know, donate to help feed, you know,
Berks County.
Berks County here. So there's a lot of people out here that's trying to make a movement and make a way for, you know, here for Reading, PA, to bring everybody together, especially, you know, with the poverty that is here. We're trying to make a difference. We're trying to make sure people can have somewhere to go to, so they can feel like, okay, this is helping me, this is working. You know, try to get everybody to come together to make something happen here. And I know for a fact it can happen. You just wait until I get my real estate license. You wait.
Powers in the people always.
Definitely is.
Got that.
Let me see this.
We have a lot of things going on in the community, but if we want to really
He does good work. I love
accomplish something like major,
it. Oh, that is dope.
it comes down to the money. It comes down to the money.
Absolutely. Economics.
Yeah. So how do we expand the dollar in the black community, man? How do we make that grow?
Sure. Great question, Eric. What we need to do in the black community, we have to understand.
It's not turning down our own people.
We have to understand what we have to. Black people. I'm gonna make a separation here because you have black Americans, then you have black people that come from other countries, right? Dominican Republic, Jamaica.
Oh, they don't believe that. They don't believe they're black.
Yeah, they don't. But
They,
it's
you
cool.
know, a lot of
It's-
people think that they're Dominican,
it's
they're
fine.
Spanish. They're like, no, I'm not black.
Oh,
I am not black
papi,
at
I'm not
all.
black. I seen
I'm
that
not
video.
black. I am not black, papi.
It's-
Papi,
I'm not
I am
black.
not black.
It's cool.
No
It's cool.
negro.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
no.
They don't have to accept it. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, right, what we need to understand why. You ever get the feeling like they look at us a little bit differently as far as black Americans? You ever get that feeling?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's because black Americans are the only ones that have not got the memo. This country was found off of free labor
Mm-hmm.
and business, right?
Yep.
Black people are the only people in America don't understand the importance of creating businesses. We don't understand the importance of creating a business. Everybody comes to this country, why? For
To make money.
for education
Yup.
and to start a business.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come here for.
Buddy.
That's what they come here
That's
for.
what they come here for.
You see what I'm saying? But we don't have the memo. We don't have the memo. What we are taught to be, we don't have no ownership. We don't own anything. We don't call no shots,
Nope.
right? We don't do none of that. That's why it's important for us, the black people. So in order to fix our problem in black America, right, we have to create more businesses and we have to support each other. There was a community in
You got that,
Tulsa,
babe.
Oklahoma called Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah, that's what
Black,
we're.
when
Yeah.
the Black Dollar went through their community, I think they said around 20 times,
Mhm.
right? I want to say 20 times it went through the community before it left. That's what we need to get back to, and we have to understand that we live in a capitalistic democracy, right? And in a democracy, the majority always calls the shots. In a democracy, the majority calls the shots. So understanding that black people only make up anywhere between 11 to 13% of the population, we're not in a position to necessarily call the shots of America. But what we can do is call the shots in our community, like how other ethnicities have.
We are like one of the biggest populations
Where?
in the world itself.
Well, in the world itself,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
because
world
when you're
itself.
talking about Brazil, when you're talking
Yeah.
about Africa, when you're talking
Right.
about
We
Africa,
dominate over.
Africa in itself is the second biggest continent
Of
in the world.
course.
So we
Yo, they're
and
getting ready to go to war
on
too.
a global aspect, yeah,
I don't know if I
we
believe that. I believe
are.
Africa is the biggest. I
No,
don't think
Asia.
they showcase the size of Africa correctly on these maps.
Okay.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
we go.
I don't believe
They're about to go to war though. Africa's about to go to war because they're tired of them coming into the country and just.
What part of
'Cause-
Africa? Africa's a very big continent.
that's the South. That's South Africa.
Yeah, it's South Africa because they're talking about the mining that they're doing there for the diamonds.
Okay.
That they just keep coming back there, trying to not leave.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about, and I was saying that yesterday. That's one thing
Richest
about
nation in the world.
USA. Nobody can come here and set up spot here. If they do that, they're considered as a tourist, and they are killed and sent back wherever they gotta go.
Wait, say that?
Like the USA, like nobody can come here and set up shop. Like nobody can come here and set up their own army and say, all right, well we're gonna walk the roads like this, and we're gonna keep this little area for us.
They weren't even there.
Exactly. You do something like that, you're getting killed, or you're getting sent back to where you came from and locked up over
And
there.
that's what makes America America, right? What makes America America is that their military power.
Mhm.
Is that we have the Air Force, right? We have the Army, we have the Marines. The only nation or country that matches our Air Force, and why we don't really want to mess with them, is North Korea.
Korea, I was about to say Korea.
You know what I'm saying? North Korea is the only one that kind of matches what we have. But at the end of the day, why we're able to be so dominant and being able to go and go to Afghanistan and go to these different places and pretty much do what we want is because we have the military power. That's one thing the Caucasian race has mastered is
just going in and taking over.
Is the art of war. Is doing that.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that they honestly they learned it from us. They learned it like the whole military. What they learned in the army, the whole system that they run was actually from an ancient African war. It was a woman warrior. It was her idea of it. It was like her structure of it. So it's
But people are getting tired of that because that's one of the reasons why they're going to go to war, because they're getting tired of the U.S. coming over into their countries and just setting up a station just because, quote unquote, oh, you're not running stuff right here.
Yeah.
We think that you're doing a bad job. We're just gonna stay here.
Right.
And that's messed up. And I feel as though
because you're sticking your nose and stuff.
Right.
That got to do with you.
And I feel as
That's
though
our
there's a
problem.
lot that's out there, especially island-wise, that they don't even know about. Like covens, just they don't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though a lot of what U.S. does with them going into other countries and just basing up, they're putting us in the war zone.
Wow.
Because we don't know what other countries have.
Mm-hmm.
We can speculate and say, oh yeah, we know you got that. You ain't about that life. Oh yeah, you got that little pew. You ain't about that life either. But at the same time, people get tired of that. They get tired of somebody bullying them.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what the United States do. They bully people. They bully other countries. Until one country gets tired, and before you know it, boom, 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 evacuate. You gotta leave. Ba-da-da-da-da.
And that's why I say that black people in this country, we need to refrain from everything in this country.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we are going to suffer the consequences of shit that we don't even control.
Right.
We don't control political. We don't control the school board. We don't control anything. But we're so quick to be on the front line and want to fight for somebody else.
I ain't gonna front. Black people are starting.
Well, we got to start. We have to start creating systems amongst ourselves.
Well, they started in Atlanta. Have you seen?
No, but it has to be a nation thing. It
Right,
has to be a
correct.
national thing.
It's
Because at the end of the day,
It's true.
we can have little pockets, right? We can have little pockets, but it's not going to the greater good because it's only benefiting them. One thing that the Caucasian race have mastered, they have built a social system that benefits all of them. All across the world,
Okay.
whether you Jewish, whatever, they have a system that benefits them. We don't have
How do we use
a global
what,
system.
They have an understanding. They have an understanding amongst themselves of a
What do you mean,
common goal.
Flowers?
You know, we don't have that. We can't seem to get on the same page.
But it's not even that, because my thing is this: we don't all have to get along.
we don't.
We don't all have to let it go.
Just have the same-
All white people don't get along.
They don't.
All Chinese people don't get along, and all black people don't have to get along.
They always
But
come back
what
to
we
that
need,
business.
but what we need is a social system that benefit all of us. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is that, like, I made a conscious decision this year to not celebrate Christmas, right?
My kids got mad at me
I
because
celebrate Kwanzaa, right? I made a conscious decision to celebrate Kwanzaa this year. And I'm not celebrating any other holidays going forward.
correct.
Because these
I said
holidays are nothing but trickery.
I said that.
These holidays is nothing more than scams that get you to spend your money. And
Right.
who does it benefit? You go to Walmart to go buy your stuff, right? You go
Right.
to Target to go buy your stuff.
Yep.
Who is that benefiting?
My
That's
kids
not a
got mad at
black-owned
me.
business. That's not a black-owned
Nope.
corporation. You're putting money in their pockets and you enriching their family to go to college so they can go to
Exactly.
prestige schools, so they can have the fancy
You
cars
hear that?
and all that. So black people in America needs to reframe themselves from anything that this country does and create our own system.
Correct.
We're too comfortable with people telling us what to do.
You got
Everybody
that
else tells us what to do, and we just
right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And
That's
it's,
okay.
it's frustrating, and
It
it's
is.
frustrating because God has, or the universe, or whoever that the creator of this thing has put this on me and put this thought process in my mind, and it's like I get frustrated because I'm like, yo, it's like I just see it. You know what I mean? I just think on a different level of frequencies than a lot of people. And it's frustrating, man. I think I'm just gonna have to move to Africa or some shit. Like, I don't know if I can take this.
He said, I think okay, so Flowers says, he said, how do we do that, sir? Not exactly. Flowers, what do you mean by how do we do that? What are you technically talking on?
Any more questions?
I see you got some books over here, some novels and things. What's
Right.
going on over here, my guy?
So everything that I've been talking about and speaking about, these are some of the books that help frame my mindset. So they said it's an old adage that's out there, right? You want to hide something from a Negro, what do you do?
Put it in a book.
There you go. So we have to start getting in tune with certain information. So I got the 50th Law of Power. This is a rendition of the 40th Law of Power written by Robert Greene. This is the 50 Cent version. And 50,
I seen 50
Yeah, I seen that. So what you said.
yeah,
So
50
he
Cent,
put that on
he
it?
partnered with a guy named Robert Greene. He written the 48th Law of Power. So he partnered with him.
To read the 50.
the
And
50th
I
Law of Power.
read the 48 Laws of Power.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have an idea then of
Yep.
what it's about. So
And
this is,
I use a lot of it.
there you go, the strategies and all
Yes,
that.
I do.
Yeah, so it pretty much just breaks down 50's life.
Okay.
The 50's life story.
One of the good ones is playing on people's conscience.
Yeah.
That's how I don't use it in a bad way to pity people, to have people, do what you want them to do or anything like that. I use that for when people feel as though they're gonna pull a you on you, like, oh, I'm gonna get around on you, or oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna lie to you and I'm gonna tell you this. The main thing I like doing is playing on people's conscience when they feel as though they want to test me, they're lying. My biggest pet peeve is insulting my intelligence. I just can't stand it. I feel as though you do that, yeah.
No, I feel what you're saying.
He said, hold on, Flowers said, he said, I think it's a good idea, but it's not possible. Think about the dynamics of the country and the black communities.
There you go, talk heavy, brother. I like that. But here's the thing, though, is that type of rhetoric is why it was stumbles.
But it stumbles us,
Because
right?
with that type of mindset that he's talking about, what if our ancestors would have said that about slavery? What if our ancestors would have said that, oh, it's impossible, we can't do that? And my thing is this: don't get. I like
say something's impossible.
Right. My thing is this: I don't want people. I don't want your viewers or anybody that's listening to get this thing misconstrued. I'm an American, right? I'm an American African, right? Because if I would go over to Africa, I'm not going to tell them that I'm African because I'm not from there. I'm going to tell them I'm American, right? So I'm an American African.
It's your nation.
Right. So my thing is this. Is that we have to understand that we got to stop trying to appoint people to leadership in our communities, in the black community. We always want the next leader. We want the next leader. Black people need to just do. That's all we need to do. We just need to do. We don't need no more leaders.
Like the political route, but like
We don't-
people that are
I
We
said
don't
that.
need no more leaders.
I said that. I
period.
said, yo,
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why we don't need no more leaders. Because what better leader you gonna have than a Malcolm X? What better leader you gonna have than a Martin Luther King?
Correct.
What better leader you gonna have than a Marcus Garvey?
And they all
What better
died.
leader? Hold on, let me finish. What better leader you gonna have than an honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? You're not gonna get no better men than these
Right.
guys that
And
has
they
fought and
started
put
it.
their lives on the line for our people.
Correct.
We gotta stop trying to appoint people to, because no other race does that. We're the only ones that need a leader to make shit happen. No, we just need to do. Everybody needs to do their part, and we need to work together, and we need to just do.
Yes.
How do you organize that? Leadership is about organization.
That's the $1 million
It
question.
comes with the mental.
That's the $1 million
You can't
question.
just organize something.
But
without
my thing
direction.
is this. My thing is this. It takes this type of dialogue, right? It takes this type of dialogue. It takes people like everybody in this room to continue to do what they're doing. What you're doing right now, my brother, Eric, you're doing a magnificent job.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying? You're doing a magnificent job. You have created your own path and your own airways. There was a point in time that we could, in this country at least, it wasn't even possible. So we need to continue doing what we're doing. I need to continue doing what I'm doing. She needs to continue doing what she's doing. And what that's going to do is, hopefully, people are going to start paying attention. We got to continue to do the work. But at the end of the day, we got to stop trying to appoint people to leadership to lead us, because we don't need any more leaders.
Okay, now I got people talking now. They said, Flower said we need to continue to invest and protect our community, starting a banking system. That's good.
That's important.
Yeah, that's important. He said, I agree, but we need a starting point. And then he said, have you all started to identify those leaders in Reading?
You know what? Let's come back on those topics.
Yeah,
we're gonna take
that's
a
good
quick
though.
music break. We're gonna get into this Drake and My Feelings. When we come back, we're gonna talk about that topic right there. 'Cause that was a great one. So you guys keep it tuned, keep it locked to 610 Radio. We'll be right back. All right.